tell you 100,000 Rand today, and, sorry, let me rephrase that. If I owed you the money by the end of the month, rather, and I paid you the money today, who's going to earn the interest from today until the end of the month? You are. However, if I kept the money in my pocket from today until the end of the month, who earns the interest? I earn the interest. So I only pay cash if there is something in it for me, if I get a settlement discount. Now, just from a cash flow perspective, I have on occasion given up the discount because of cash flow. I'd rather pay the 2.5% extra and still have the money in my account. So don't be blinded by the discounts only. So when the bankers say to you, you need short-term finance, a medium-term finance, and long-term finance, what they're saying to you, you should not be paying cash for everything. Why? Because it'll mess up your cash flow if you don't have enough cash. Farmer Brown wants to buy a bakkie, and that bakkie is 100,000 Rand. His monthly expenses are 30,000. So he saves up 100,000 Rand and he buys the bakkie. So now he's got in his bank account 100,000 minus 100,000, naught. He's got a bakkie, doesn't have to pay an installment, you know, and he doesn't want to owe anybody any money. And he's got a very big cash flow problem because he's got no money, but he's got a bakkie. So in this case, when we say long-term asset, long-term finance, what we're saying is he maybe should think of the following. Buying a bakkie by paying a deposit of 30,000. Now he's still got 70,000 in his bank account and a bakkie. Come the end of the month, he's got to pay the installment on the bakkie, which is 3,000. He's still got money to pay his monthly expenses, ladies and gentlemen. So cash is not always king in the long term. That's why when you buy stock and wages, you do not buy stock and wages with a 10-year loan. You pay that out of your cash flow. You do not buy a car out of your overdraft. You do not buy a car with your bond, because it's going to cost you a lot of money if you pay over 20 years. But there's nothing wrong with buying a car out of your bond if you pay it off over 4 years. But do not pay it off over 20 years. So be afraid, ladies and gentlemen, be very afraid of paying cash for everything. I understand there's some of us that will battle to get finance, but there are some of us that will pay cash because we don't like to owe anybody any money, or we don't want to pay the bank interest. The interest is tax deductible anyway, man. So have a look at how you're managing your outflows. Turn that money around before you say and pay it out. Get it in quickly, pay it out slowly. Okay, so how do we pay it out slowly? If you're paying cash on delivery, ask for 14 days. If you're on 14 days, ask for 30 days. If you're on 30 days, ask for 60 days. If you're on 60 days, you're never going to get 90 days. But ask. I'll tell you why. You're never going to be offered that. Well, most times you won't be offered that. Why? Because the supplier knows that if he gives you terms, it's going to take him longer to get his money in. And the principle, as you've heard today, is get your money in as quickly as possible. So I always ask for terms. And my favorite thing on discounts, ladies and gentlemen, ask for a discount, because a discount that you get from your stock will give you a better gross profit. Discount that you get on your monthly expenses will improve your cash flow, ladies and gentlemen. When you're buying, always ask for discount. When you're selling goods, never give discount. Never give it, because it's going to eat into your profits. Okay, do not, if you can avoid it, unless you ask for something in return. It's give and take. Quid pro quo. So Val comes to me and she says, Thayn, I want to buy these shoes. I heard that guy at Nedbank say, well, I must ask for a discount. Can you give me discount? Now it's uncomfortable, isn't it? Because you don't really want to say no. They're uncomfortable asking most times. So maybe a little technique can work like this. Bev, just one moment, I'm going to just check my price catalogue. You go around the corner, you haul out your BlackBerry because you can't afford a Samsung S3, and you go on Twitter and Facebook, and you do a little bit of social media. Come back and say, Bev, you know what? I can do 10% discount for you, but then you must buy 2 pairs of shoes. Okay, so you're asking for something in return. Consultants, us guys here in the corner. I go and do a proposal. Mr. Financial Director, 25,000 Rand to do 5 days of training with your company. Guy says, Thayn, you know what, I really like your proposal, but our budget is only 15,000. If I now say, hey, I'll do it for 15,000, let's go, I'll take the 15,000. What impression am I causing, ladies? I'm desperate. Maybe I'm trying to rip him off by asking for 25. Maybe I don't know how my pricing works. So maybe what you want to do, just maybe what you want to do, take your phone, you go around the corner. Go on Facebook now, and all these things back, and you come back and you say, Mr. Financial Director, I can do it for 15,000, but then I can only do it for 3 days. So you are not being desperate, ladies and gentlemen. You are asking for something in return. So discounts are a big player. Please ask for a discount, but don't give it. Okay.